to Healthy Living on Television Nigerian. I am Diana Odra. Thank you for staying with us. Hepatitis is an inflammation of the liver. It is caused by a viral infection or several insults to the body. The five main hepatitis are named A to E. Viral hepatitis is now recognized as a major public health challenge that requires urgent attention. In Nigeria, the most common types are B and C, which can be acute and chronic infections. WHO data reveals that an estimated 325 million people worldwide are living with chronic hepatitis B and C virus. A large majority of this population lack access to life-saving and testing treatments. According to WHO, hepatitis is a silent killer and kills faster than HIV/AIDS. With me today on the show is Dr. Jessica Kartyo. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
The word inflammation,
Yeah.
it's very complicating for a layman. What is an inflammation?
Okay. Inflammation. I don't think it's complicated. It's just an English word. We just borrowed it into medicine. So inflammation is like a body's response. One of the many ways the body can respond to harmful stimuli.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's some signs that you could show that someone has inflammation.
Okay.
Like a person can have few heats at the site, or redness, or pain, or sometimes loss of function. So yes, that's what's inflammation.
What are the different ways one can contact hepatitis?
Hepatitis has been found to have many causes. It could be either infectious, metabolic, or autoimmune or genetic. Now, when we talk about infectious, the most common one that we know is viral, where we have hepatitis A to E, but we could have parasite like malaria, yes, and bacterial, Escherichia coli, which could cause hepatitis. Now, for the metabolic causes, like drugs like paracetamol has been found to be a common cause. Then we could have toxins, which could also cause that. So the hepatitis A to E, which the most common. Hepatitis A usually is gotten fecal oral route, like using bad water, yes, or like flies taking perching on stool and all that. Yes. So hepatitis B mainly is body fluids, like blood, IV drug users. Yeah. Hepatitis B and D often occur together, like a co-infection. Hepatitis C is the most deadly, and then hepatitis E could occur on its own. Yeah.
Okay. So I heard you saying drugs like paracetamol can cause hepatitis. So are you saying people who abuse I know people who take paracetamol on a daily basis, whether they feel headache, once they feel the body pain, they go on paracetamol or painkillers like ibuprofen and so on. Are you saying those can actually cause those drugs can actually cause hepatitis?
Okay, I meant overdosage. Okay, maybe I should have specified. Yeah,
overdosage.
Yeah, could lead to toxicity. Yeah.
Okay. What are the symptoms? Like, what are the symptoms one can really figure out when they have hepatitis?
All right. Basically, other than the non-specific symptoms, we could have when your eyes change color to yellow. It's a common finding. And sometimes since like hepatitis inflammation, some people come down with fever, which is a non-specific symptom. When you now have complications setting in, a person could present with leg swelling and abdominal swelling.
Okay.
Yes. And sometimes they speak irrationally. That's by then the brain is being affected.
Okay.
Yes. And sometimes the urine change color becomes darker, like almost red.
Okay.
Yes.
So when you say the brain is being affected, is that where it comes in to say hepatitis can be acute and chronic?
Yes.
Okay, when the brain
is affected, it's really chronic. Yes.
Ah, okay. So people say hepatitis is more deadly than HIV. Why do they say so?
To start with, hepatitis is more infectious, in that if you take the virus, the viral hepatitis B or C, they can survive outside the body up to 7 days to weeks. However, HIV can survive outside the body or any surface. When it comes out, it's dead. Yes. So that's why they're saying that everybody can pick up hepatitis virus from any little thing.
Oh.
Yes. So that's why you have a breaking wound or something and you touch a surface, you actually can contact it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, like what kind of surfaces? Like, is this for example, now there's a table, maybe an hepatitis person, somebody that's hepatitis infected,
Yes.
touches that table, can I, if I go there and maybe the person was sweating in the palm, and I
Yeah.
go there and I place my palm, or somebody who is sweating and I shake the person, and the person has hepatitis, can that be contagious or something?
When there's a contact of body fluids, only
Okay.
then. That means you happen to have a wound on your hand.
Okay.
You can't contact it that way.
Okay.
Yes.
Just that way?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a wound on your hand,
Okay.
and you probably placed your, like in the lab for instance, and you had to touch another body fluid that contains the virus. Yes.
Okay.
So one can contact it that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about sexual partners?
Yes.
Is it possible?
The vaginal fluids, the seminal fluids, can contain the virus. So yes, it can be transmitted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So how can people prevent hepatitis?
The prevention mostly is through vaccination. Yeah. We say as a child, as a baby when you're born,
Yeah.
you get this immunization. But as an adult, usually the people at risk are the health workers. So we say get yourself tested. But we're saying to general population, everybody should get tested. Now, if they test you and you come out being negative, they can administer the vaccine to you. So you have at contact a month later and up to 6 months later.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's to say, because I know of children have vaccines for immunization rather than
Yeah.
for hepatitis. Are you saying that adults have vaccines too?
Yes.
Are there vaccines for adults?
Yes, there are.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
A pregnant woman who has hepatitis,
Yeah.
and let me say she doesn't know before the pregnancy, or maybe the hepatitis was tested, or she tested to be hepatitis infected before she realized. How do you prevent the baby?
Okay. Let me just say to the pregnant women out there, breastfeeding is allowed completely when you finally give birth. Now, to prevent hepatitis to a baby depends on the type. Let me start that way. For hepatitis A, it's the one that we're most careful about. It causes so many birth defects when you try to treat it during pregnancy. So we'd like to wait. Now, hepatitis A, if you are sure, because like I said, hepatitis A is gotten through fecal-oral route. If you are sure you're infected and you get a vaccine within the first 2 weeks of being infected, yes, your baby is safe, up to 90%. Now, for hepatitis B and C, it's not always the case. For C, they tell us that most school of thoughts rather say that it's almost impossible to prevent transmission to your baby. Now, hepatitis C, up to a child is 18 months of age, you must test for hepatitis C. Now, for hepatitis B, when a woman has been confirmed, by the time the baby is born, you must administer a vaccine to that baby at birth. And within 12 hours, we have another one, which we call human immunoglobulin. If you administer it within 12 hours, then the baby is up to 90% sure of being safe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, is there a window period? It's like HIV/AIDS. We know there's a window period where the virus is not seen or the disease is not seen. But after a while, when you go back for testing, they'll realize that you're infected with the disease. So, is there a window period in hepatitis? Is that the case in hepatitis?
Yes, there is.
Yes.
There is a window period.
Okay.
Now, window period is often a lab definition.
Okay.
Yeah, between the time of infection and when it's first detected.
Okay.
Because it's that vague, there's no specific number of days or weeks for that. So if I get infected, for instance, today, and I go next week for testing, it can be said I'm in my window period, and it's possible I'm not in my window period. So I'm saying window period is quite vague, the definition of window period. Yes. So
Okay. So, what are the medical personnel or the medical bodies doing to create awareness on this disease?
I think hepatitis needs to be well funded, like the programs for hepatitis. HIV/AIDS is like what everybody talks about for so many years, and hepatitis isn't doing well. So it's just upcoming. Yes, that's what I would say about hepatitis. We don't have specific programs specific to just hepatitis alone.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know hepatitis has to do with the liver,
Yeah.
right? When the liver stops malfunctioning, how does it affect the body?
Okay. Like from our, let me say, childhood, the functions of the liver include detoxification, bioproduction, and all that. Of course, it's affected. Like we lose some metabolic activities for the body, but the main key symptoms we see, like I mentioned earlier, the complication setting. We call it hepatic encephalopathy, that the brain is malfunctioning. We have so many people that have irrational talks and malbehavior as well. And then when it affects the kidney, then we have hepatorenal syndrome. It's when they can have dark colored urine as well, or too little urine is produced and all that. And then portal hypertension, yes, where the abdominal swelling comes into play and all that. So all of this, when all these systems have become multisystemic damage, of course the next thing is death.
Is death?
Yes.
No cure at that point.
No. When it's really a chronic liver disease at that point. That's what we refer to as.
Okay. Does it affect other body parts?
Yes, like the brain, the kidneys. Yes.
We'll go on a short break. When we come back, we'll continue more on hepatitis. Please stay with us. Hello and welcome to this episode of Healthy Living on Television Nigerian. Today we'll be looking at reasons why we should eat more fruits. Eating plenty of fruits and veggies may help reduce the risks of many diseases, including heart disease, high blood pressure, and some cancer. Fruits and veggies are rich in vitamins and minerals that help you feel healthy and energized. Let's look at reasons why you need to eat more fruits. Eating lots of fruits lowers the risk of developing diseases. Fruits and veggies have shown to play a great role in our health and, more importantly, helps to fight diseases with the presence of phytonutrients in them, which includes well-known antioxidants. Fruit makes you strong. The water content in fruits makes your skin soft and well hydrated. All fruits has antioxidants, which combats free radicals. Fruits high in fiber helps take off fat and cholesterol from the body. Fiber consumption is vital for the heart and digestive health. Fill the gap with fruits and veggies. Say no to foods high in cholesterol. Fruits helps to boost brain strength. Fruit makes you feel energized and healthy. If you're a woman of childbearing age or in your first trimester of pregnancy, you need folate, known as folic acid, a nutrient that is found in fruits and vegetables. Folate reduces the risk of birth defects during your baby's development. Fruits are a quick and natural snack. We have varieties of fruits that require no chopping, slicing, or dicing and can be prepared in a snap. Fruits and veggies are something for everyone, with a wide variety of colors, textures, tastes, and forms. There is a fruit and vegetable for everyone. So don't stop at a few favorites. Expand your palate and improve your health with more. Fruits keeps your digestive system easy. It is budget friendly. Fruits and vegetables are cost friendly compared to the items we spend our food budget on that are expensive and provide little nutrition. Additionally, fruits and vegetables can also increase children's focus in the classroom so that they can be able to learn new information as well as retain what has been learned. More so, eating more fruits yourself will make you a good role model for your kids. You have more credibility when you tell them to eat an apple instead of a cookie. Remember, children are great imitators. Fitness starts at home. What you eat is what you look. Just as what you sow is what you reap. Eat good food. Eat vegetables, healthy grains, and don't go for sweets and junk foods. Don't forget, the sugar known as fructose is naturally sweeter than table sugar and has low glycemic index. Add fruit today to your existing desserts for extra nutrition. This is the end of today's episode of Healthy Living. Keep watching Television Nigerian. I am Diana Udra. Welcome back. So far we've been talking on hepatitis. And with me on the show is still Dr. Jessica Kartyo. Okay, Dr. Jessica, from hepatitis A to E, is there any that is curable?
Yes, there is. Um, Hepatitis A, let me just go accordingly. Hepatitis A is self-limiting and often just passes away. Now, hepatitis C has been shown so many evidence that yes, there's a cure. Usually, we give antiviral drugs and it can go, and hepatitis B as well can go. Now, all this depends also on the chronicity.
Okay.
Acute phases, obviously, they go away. They're
Okay.
curable. Yes.
Okay. Does hepatitis? Okay. Now, we've heard about from A to E.
Yes.
Is it just hepatitis A that is curable?
No, B and C as well in acute phase.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, in Nigeria, from WHO statistics, B and C are the most contacted hepatitis,
Yes.
as in is what we are being faced with in Nigeria. So, what do you think they should do to eradicate this disease? Is there anything that can be done for this disease to face off or something?
Yes. Since we both know, I'm sure everyone listening, that it's a viral infection, just like HIV/AIDS. The attention given to HIV/AIDS should be given to hepatitis as well, because most of the causes are almost alike. And if we tell you get tested for HIV/AIDS, why not get tested for hepatitis? Now, the testing for hepatitis it's quite on the high side. So often the let's say low economic status people cannot afford it. So if we're making HIV test free, why not make hepatitis free? Yes.
Okay, how about someone who treats malaria, someone who has hepatitis and treats malaria? What's the effect? What's the defect the person is doing to his or herself?
I think I just
Since they share common symptoms,
Yeah.
I mean, from what I know so far, from what you've said, their symptoms are very similar. So someone, in Nigeria, we do a lot of self-medications.
Yeah.
Most people don't even do malaria tests. Once they feel funny with themselves, feverish and so on, the next thing they just swallow anti-malaria or they swallow malaria drugs. And meanwhile, the real problem is hepatitis. Does this have any serious, does it have any serious effect?
The only serious effect I think that would have is I think almost everybody has the malaria parasites in them because we're an endemic region.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you'll most likely have a cure for malaria in some way. Like, I mean, you'll reduce the parasites in your body. But for the hepatitis, it's just more like you're letting this virus go on your body. It's just going to move on from acute phase to chronic phase. I think that's just the effect. I think the disease is going to move on just because you didn't get the right treatment.
Okay, someone in a chronic phase now, I know alcohol, excessive use of alcohol
Yes.
and tobacco and so on, they cause a lot of damage. Does this, do they also affect the person who, can hepatitis come through that means too?
Yes. Alcohol is a metabolic cause of hepatitis. Yes, it can. We also have the fatty liver disease, or non-alcoholic fatty liver disease causing hepatitis as well. Yeah.
All right. Okay, we have come to the end of today's show on healthy living. And thank you, Dr. Jessica, for coming on the show.
Welcome.
Keep watching Healthy Living on television, Nigerian. I am Diana Ojo.